All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to start off by giving all the praises, all the honor, and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and unto the elders of Great Millstone. GMS, who taught me this truth. Honors to the brethren in Akim, that's pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith, and the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, for allowing me once again to come back with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is simply going to be titled, What City is Like Unto This Great City? This is coming from the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter, starting at the 18th verse. We'll probably start up a little bit, but I kind of wanted, and the main focus of this is the Babylon is fallen, and that's where we are in this movie. Okay, we're coming into the point wherein the Heavenly Father is having this place, America, as we know it, slowly but surely crumbling, right before our very eyes, which is a beautiful sight to behold, because that's what we want to see, is the fall of this kingdom, the fall of our enemies, and ultimately you being able, Lord's will, Adam al Kazal, will be found to be that number, see the reward of the wicked. Okay, let's go here. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 91 and verse 8. Yeah, Psalms 91 and 8. And it says, and only with thine eyes shalt thou behold to see the reward of the wicked. You see? And that's what we want to see. And one of the reward of the wicked is what? This kingdom being destroyed by thermonuclear fire, with a combination of the nuclear missiles, all right, the fire coming from the chariots, the famines, the pestilences, the plagues, all the things in which the Heavenly Father is going to bring upon this place. Okay? And one of the things I wanted to focus on really is, because, when you go into this book of Revelation 18, and you read of the fall of Babylon and whatnot, when you go to the book of Genesis as well, and I'm going to see if I could do this, hopefully I could do this best way I possibly know how or can, because when you go into the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, it's for the most part it's the same concept, same thing is gonna happen. Okay, same thing that befell Sodom and Gomorrah is gonna be the same thing that's gonna befall Babylon the Great, aka America. Okay. So let's go here. Revelation chapter 18, and we'll start at 9. We'll start at 8. And it says, so Revelation chapter 18, verse 8, and it says, and therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, who judgeth her. And that's the thing, is that this place is I want to see because this kingdom has been around for over 200 years, 200 plus years, 250 I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And it took that much time for this kingdom to be where it is, or where it's at today. And see how angry the Heavenly Father is at this time, is that it took all that time to build what you see here today, and it's going to take the Heavenly Father one day, and in particular 1 hour, to completely and utterly annihilate this place. Okay? And that's a heavy and strong judgment to behold. And it says, verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, meaning have basically been joined hand in hand with the wicked, all these kingdoms, all these other nations that make money off of this place, that for the most part, you know, they unwillingly, participate in the folly and the BS, you know, the wickedness, the witchcraft, in which this place or this kingdom promotes. Okay, and what's going to happen to those that are affiliated with this place? Well, it says, "Who have committed fornication and have lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they see the smoke of her burning." You see him? So they're going to have to see the ultimate downfall of this kingdom. Okay, and it says, "Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come." You see? So in 1 hour is going to take the Most High to really just level this place. And it says, "And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise anymore." Because once this kingdom is, destroyed, there ain't going to be no buying and trading, and, all that's going to be, the Most High is going to blow that all away, literally. Okay? And it says, "The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and of fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all thy manners of ivory and all manner vessels of precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and the souls of men," because this is all that this place has, all these things. "And the fruit of thy soul lusteth after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all." Because the Most High is just going to shut the party down, no more. Just completely get rid of everything. "And the merchant of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple, and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones, and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster, and all the and all the company of ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stand afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?" And that city that's referring to is America. Now, one of the things that I've been it's not like a shocker or anything like that, but the doom of Sodom, right? When you read this story, and I'll try to get to the point as quick as I can, but as we read, we know about the angels coming to inquiring Lot to, basically gather him and his house to, get up out the land, because the Lord was about ready, then had it up to here with, the Canaanites and all these wicked people. And so he is just like, all right, now I gotta level this joint. All right, I gotta jack this place up. And so, when you read the previous chapter, Abraham is inquiring for his nephew Lot. Like may he be preserved, may he not have to die the death of the wicked, so to speak, right? And and that's why the Lord had it to where, because at this, when you read it, Lot was kind of lollygagging. He's kind of taking his time, and the angels had to tell him we got to get the moving, dude, because we about to get busy on this place. We'll start at 18, Genesis 19 and 14, Salakia. And it says, "And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord Yahweh will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law," meaning they was just like, yeah, right, dude. Bullshit. You know, it ain't gonna happen. It's kind of like what these people say to us when we tell them that America's gonna be destroyed. Some of them agree, and some of them are like, "Nah, bro, America's the best country on the planet, man. Can't nobody fuck with us." Which we right, but the one that can fuck with you is the Lord. You know, and He is, and He's gonna have His way with you people. You know, have His way with you with this kingdom. And it says, and it says, verse 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, meaning they had to like get him like, all right, bro, you fucking around, let's go, you know, let's get it, let's go, let's do this, hustle, hustle, saying, arise and take thy wife and thy two daughters which are here, lest thou, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. While he lingered, the men laid hands, or laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters, and the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life, look not back behind thee, neither say thou in all the neither stay in thou in all the plain, escape to the mountains, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my lord. Behold, now thy servants hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shown unto me to save my life, and I cannot escape to the mountains, lest some evil take me and I die. And behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have made, or Salakia, see, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. It says, Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. And therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. And the sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. And then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven, which are basically the same key elements that are in those missiles. Okay, for the most part, the Most High, in a broad sense, you could say he nuked that place, without having to, drop a bomb or anything. The Lord just manifested it, made it happen, as he could do all things. And it says, and he overthrew those cities, and in all the plain, and in all the inhabitants of the cities, that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt, because she loved her life. And it says, and this is where I was getting at, because we had just read in the book of Revelation about how the company of sailors and those that trade by sea, they're going to be standing afar off, and they're going to see the smoke of this America burning. Well, Abraham's seen the same exact thing. It's almost like a foreshadowing of what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah and what was going to take place here in the near future in Babylon the Great, aka America. Because when you read verse 27, it says, And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when the Heavenly Father destroyed the cities of the plain, that the Heavenly Father remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in the which Lot dwelt. You see? But you see how Abraham, he saw the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And then when you go to Revelation 18, verse 18, and it says, And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she is made desolate. And that's what it's going to take. The Most High is just going to take 1 hour to jack this place up. And with all they that do evil in it as well. Okay? But, just a quick little lesson. That was just on my spirit. I pray this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and comforting. And as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash. And it's on to the next one, Akim. Shalom.